And now the minister, the next Minister of Energy and Mines, and the minister responsible for core review, Bill Bennett.
10 years ago, the BC Liberals slashed services across BC and laid off thousands of people following their so-called core review. Now Premier Christy Clark is launching core review round 2, but she says this one's about cutting red tape, not cutting jobs.
Government requires permits, and we can't get them out the door. We're stopping economic development and job growth. That doesn't make any sense.
I'm hopeful the core review goes line by line through government, looking not just at regulation and spending, but also at staffing levels. For example, the Pacific Carbon Trust, there's no reason why it should be continuing. That would save $15 million for taxpayers immediately.
In fact, BC already has the leanest provincial public sector in all of Canada. But some people worry this new core review will lead to even more cuts.
I think that a core review is going to be a way for the BC government to decide where they can slash services. We know that there's a big budget crunch, and I think they want to rationalize where they're going to cut out different programs.
The announcement of yet another core review by government is sending a real chill throughout the public sector, but in particular in ministries like the Ministry of Forest, Lands and Natural Resource Operations, which has been saddled with increased responsibilities in recent years and now faces the prospect of even more cuts.
We already don't have people who can answer the phones when a child's in need. And the idea that we can take money out of that system, it's not going to be possible. So we are in for some pretty major battles in this province if that's the direction we're going in.
My sense is that unless the government is committed to real reform of the big systems within government, a core review will find no savings at all.
And then there's this. Premier Clark's first order of business after the election, handing out big pay hikes to political staffers.
$50,000 for the Deputy Chief of Staff to the Premier, 20% increase for the Chief of Staff, 10% increases for people in political ministers' offices. That makes it extremely difficult to then go to ministries and say, how can you reduce your costs?
You know, I guess there might be some fat to cut in a $44 billion enterprise like the BC government, but it will be disgusting if the Liberals slash services to the sick, the elderly, and kids in care while giving big raises to political hacks. For This Week in BC, I'm Sean Leslie.